Hi everyone, this is Lisa Foster from fosteringcreativitytogether.com. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and today I would like to show you a couple of alternate projects that I've done with the September 2017 pumpkin paper pumpkin kit. But before I get into it, if you're watching this, hopefully before the 10th of October of 2017, the next two kits, October and November, are going to work together. And I'm not sure what's going to be in them, but they said that these two will coordinate. And if it's any indication, the boxes you can see are different. So I bet it's going to be fun. So be sure and sign up for Paper Pumpkin. That information is on my blog. The Paper Pumpkin for this month is the layered leaves. And I did make a video already, and I will link to that, on how to make the cards as intended. Well, not the cards. You have a little gift card here. And it's super cute, super fun, easy to do. And then a little pillow box pouch, and I put some candy in here. So those were fun projects, but I thought we could do a little something different. So this is the first card that we're gonna make, and I'm gonna show you how to do this technique here. Okay, so let me set this aside over here, and I'll bring in all the stuff we're gonna need, including my cheat sheet. Okay. What I have here is a piece of Always Artichoke, and it is 8.5 by 5.5 folded in two. And then I have a piece of crushed curry that is 4 1/8 by 5 3/8. And a piece of Cajun craze that is 4 inches by 5 1/4 inches. And don't scramble yourself trying to mark all these numbers down or write them down. They will be on my blog, and there will be also a PDF. So just sit back and enjoy the video. And okay, the first thing I'd like to show you is how to do this here. Get the colors in the leaves. You're going to be surprised. Well, maybe not. Maybe you already know how to do it. I'm going to go ahead and stamp here. Whoops, excuse me. We're using the same stamp set, and this is one of the leaves that is in the stamp set. And I have crushed curry, Always Artichoke, and Cajun Craze ink. I'm going to use Cajun Craze ink, and that is the little Stampin' Spot that you got that came in your kit. You can use that, but I'm just going to use my big one just so it can go faster here. So ink it up and just sort of randomly stamp it. This. I think this is so fun. I love this. I love this month's Paper Pumpkin. Man, it's cool. Okay. Give that a minute to dry. And we're going to take a sponge dauber, and while the leaves are drying, I'm going to take some Cajun Craze ink and just sort of just sponge it around a little here, like this. Here's the big surprise, the big reveal. Our watercolor pencils, not just for watercoloring. I know you guys have seen me use the white one a lot, but I'm going to pull this one out. Now, even though it's Daffodil Delight, it's not going to matter, because once we get it on here, it'll match the Cajun, or I'm sorry, crushed curry. So you just take the pencil and all you do is just color in. You don't need to blend or watercolor or anything. Just the dry pigment of the pencil colors the leaves, and it makes the leaves stand out and blend better with the crushed curry. So, but isn't that cool? I think this is our last one. Okay. All right, so that's how you do that. I'm going to set this aside. We can go ahead and put our card together, or the first 2 layers anyway.
This is the crushed curry. It's just got an 1/8 of a border, so it's really a tight fit. Oh, it's good. Okay. The next thing we're going to do is put the twine, this really super pretty
twine, around here, like it is on this sample card. And I need some Scotch tape. I know I use a lot of Scotch tape, but it's cheap and it holds stuff down, right? Okay, so you're gonna pick a point that you're gonna start right here. Is where I'm gonna start. I was taking a piece of Scotch tape, sticking it down there without trying to stick myself. Okay, so we're gonna go across here like this. And just keep sort of coming down. And I just did this 3 times. And so I got it about where I wanted, I think. Can you see that? I'm sorry if I went off camera. Okay, so then I'm just going to take another piece of Scotch tape and stick it down. No one will ever know. No one ever sees the ugliness underneath. Build our little leaf clump here. I'm going to use some crushed curry and a crushed curry dauber, and I am going to take the tag. This is in the kit, and I'm just sort of gently touching it. Just to give it some color. Lighter in the center and darker on the edges. I want it kind of muddled, watercolory looking kind of thing. Then we'll just darken the edges by doing this. Okay. Set that aside, and we're going to use the one from the set that says keep calm and be thankful, and I'm going to stamp this with the Cajun Craze. Again, I'm using the Stampin' Pierce mat with the photopolymer. It just helps it because there's no cushion like there is with red rubber. So this just is easier on it. You can stamp it just fine without it. It's just, this is just a little bonus. Okay, now then, I also took some Always Artichoke and a dauber, and I just sort of just barely darken these just to give them some depth. And I'm going to use glue to do this, because it's forgiving. My gosh, I'm sorry, I have such a problem with coming off. I want to work towards myself. Just have it. I'm really trying to get down this video. And I'm just going to slide this under here like this. And don't worry that there is ink there. And I'm going to break this one off here so it's not so long. Stick that down there, and instead of the bow, I'm just going to put this little mini clothespin on there. I couldn't think of the word. Mini clothespin. And then there you have your card. So that was pretty easy, right? And these were fun. So I'll set this aside. Now I clean up my mess a little bit here before I get into my other one. well, if I can get to it, is this one. Not pretty. So, and I apologize on this one. I used some ribbon that is retired, and for some reason I thought it was still in the catalog, and I'm sorry about that. On the card that we're going to make, I will use some ribbon that we do have in the catalog. So anyway, this is a lot of fun. This is the acetate that we have. It is on page 194, and it's called Fabulous Foil Acetate. So, and the dimensions for this is a 4 1/4 by 11 inch piece of cardstock, which is half the long way, and then I've scored and folded in half. And then a sheet of gold that's 4 by 5 1/4, and then this white piece is, I'm sorry, I failed to mention, this is the thick cardstock. Oh, it looks like I have some ink on my fingers. Got a little ink on there. Oh, anyway, I think it'll be covered up anyway. So this white, this is the thick, this is just our regular Whisper White here. And it measures 3 3/4 by 5. And then the acetate piece is 3 1/2 by 4 3/4. So, and this is on the same page as the foil, which is 194 in the annual catalog. We know that we're going to have this in the center. This is pretty sturdy. It's just like a window sheet. It's very, you know, it's not fragile or anything. Oh, and the cool thing about the acetate is it's gold on one side and silver on the other, so it doesn't matter which side you use. But we're using the gold. So what I'm going to do is take some Fast Fuse. I recommend either Fast Fuse or tear and tape for this. Okay. Now we're going to carefully place our acetate down. The reason we put that there is because we know that it'll be covered. And then just line it up over the top of your piece of white. Just like that. And the reason I made a frame instead of a layer is because I wanted it to look like a frame instead of just a layer. So this rises up above the white piece. Okay, next we're going to take the silver foil leaf from the kit. And I don't know if you watched the other video you watched behind. I recommend taking the tip and rolling it back onto itself. That way it takes all of the center leftovers out of there. Well, I say all, not all. There's a couple. Oh, get out there. And then we're just going to stick our leaf in here. That's easy enough, right? Okay, and then we're going to take the tag. Now we're going to use Crush Curry. This just says thank you. Stamp without getting my head in the way here. Okay. Now I just snip this off here. I could use my paper trimmer, but it's over there and I'm over here. Ha! Okay. You could have left that on there too. It doesn't matter. Okay, so back to our card. We're going to cover this up with this. And believe me, the acetate will stay on there. It's not going to go anywhere. If it were super flimsy, like maybe even vellum or something, I would say, well, there's a gluing method for vellum that I'm going to do a video on here shortly.